More than any other piece of NASCAR merchandise, die-cast cars tell the story of a race season. The best-selling die-cast are those that capture a historic moment, commemorate an important win, or excite fans with a special paint scheme. The 2016 season was no exception. Let's take a look back at the top 10 best-selling die-cast from Lionel Racing for 2016. Number 10. Kevin Harvick's number 4 Busch Light Chevrolet. This brand new paint scheme for Kevin Harvick created real excitement among longtime NASCAR fans, putting this die-cast solidly into the top 10. Number 9. Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s number 88 Nationwide Darlington Chevrolet. Buddy Baker's iconic Gray Ghost paint scheme was the inspiration for Dale Jr.'s Darlington Raceway throwback ride. The Gray Ghost is Earnhardt's favorite paint scheme, and its modern-day version was also a favorite among collectors. Number 8. Jimmy Johnson's number 48 Lowe's 7-time champion Chevrolet. This history-making die-cast is the 7-time champ version of Johnson's standard Lowe's Chevrolet SS. Johnson's incredible feat at Homestead Miami Speedway made this a collectible for the ages. Number 7. Kurt Busch's number 41 Monster Energy Chevrolet. The incoming NASCAR Premier Series sponsor gets a strong showing on the bestsellers list with Kurt Busch's number 41 Monster Energy Chevy. In fact, this is the first year a Kurt Busch die-cast has made an appearance in Lionel Racing's top 10. Number 6. Jimmy Johnson's number 48 Lowe's Superman Chevrolet. Johnson drove his Batman vs. Superman Chevrolet SS straight into victory lane at Fontana, helping this special paint scheme become the driver's best-selling die-cast of the year. Number 5. Kevin Harvick's number 4 Busch Beer Chevrolet. Busch Beer announced its return to NASCAR Sprint Cup Series team sponsorship by unveiling an all-new paint scheme for Stewart-Haas Racing driver Kevin Harvick. Busch's return in the car's design was a win for die-cast collectors. Number 4. Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s number 88 Exalta Chevrolet. Longtime Hendrick Motorsports sponsor Exalta came on board the number 88 Chevrolet in 2016, and the resulting die-cast was one of the hottest cars of the year. Number 3. Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s number 88 Nationwide Insurance Chevrolet. Earnhardt's standard Nationwide Insurance paint scheme made Lionel Racing's bestsellers list for the second year in a row. Number 2. Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s number 88 Nationwide Batman Chevrolet. Driven at Auto Club Speedway, Earnhardt's Batman vs. Superman die-cast was a huge hit among collectors and fans of the Warner Brothers franchise. And number 1. Chase Elliott's number 24 Napa Chevrolet SS. For the first time since 2011, a car that wasn't driven by Dale Earnhardt Jr. topped the bestsellers list. Elliott's primary paint scheme for 2016 was the company's top-selling die-cast. Not bad for the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series Rookie of the Year. And there you have it, Lionel Racing's top 10 best-selling die-cast of 2016. For more on these hot die-cast and more of our top-selling special paint schemes and more, visit LionelTop10.com.
We're here at Stewart-Haas Racing in Kannapolis, North Carolina, where you guys remember the big news last year that was announced? That they were going from Chevy to Ford. Big news. But not only that big news, you also got Clint Bowyer taking over Tony Stewart for his retirement. You also have drivers Danica Patrick, Kurt Busch, and Kevin Harvick returning as well.
And here we are on location giving you your exclusive first look of the 2017 Stewart-Haas Racing Ford Fusion diecast.
And the prototype looks great. You don't want to miss out on seeing this car. It's the first look at this car, and not just that, we have the real thing right behind us in the shop. It's already done up with the Busch Beer decals. It looks great. If you notice on this car, the one thing about this car that's going to be a little different that you're going to notice on this prototype is that it actually has Harvick on the windshield banner that they did in 2016 and before that. Now, with the new title sponsor, Monster, that is on this car behind us. It'll be on the cars on the track. However, on the production piece, it's not going to be on there, but it'll be on later release cars because of the late announcement. But you definitely are going to like the look of this car. I can promise you. It looks really cool. It looks really great.
Yeah, and these are going to look so awesome on track coming in 2017. We're so excited for those. And you want to be sure to order your diecast at LionelRacing.com or your local dealer. Again, these are the first chance you're getting to see these cars, so don't miss them.
I'm here with Alan Henson, our Director of Diecast Production. And what we have here is actually the prototypes for Bobby Hillen's 1985 Chevrolet Monte Carlo. Just released last week. It's a really hot item. So brought Alan in since he's diecast production. He's the one who hunts all this stuff down for us. So tell me about this car and what's so unique about getting this car added to our NASCAR Classics line.
Well, this car is obviously his 85 Monte Carlo. It was one of his more known cars with the obviously yellow and the black red paint scheme. He drove that for several years. He started in '82. Midway through the first year, he drove for his family's team. '83, he's more prevalent of the car of this design. And in '84, he went to work driving for Stavola Brothers full time. And this was really the first known paint scheme. They had some more different colors throughout those years, but that was the most dominant until obviously the '86 season when he won at Talladega in the Miller High Life car.
And what's really unique about this that we normally don't have that's really great is we actually have the 1/64th as well. Typically, a lot of times the tooling, we don't have 124 and 164. So in this NASCAR Classics line, we have the 124th, we have the 164th. However, the 164th is a little bit more expensive than our standard 164th. Can you explain why that is?
Well, what that is a lot of times the more expensive ones are because of the die-cast chassis, which increases the cost, obviously.
Right.
And then sometimes the tools are not available in 64th in those scales, either because of age, or they're not up to par to produce. They've been produced on so many times in the era, so we have to get rid of them. But yeah, in certain cases we do have it, and if we can, we obviously offer it.
Okay. Now, the most popular question that everybody always asks, because we get asked on Facebook, probably Twitter, the forum, and I always come to you and ask, and Alan sometimes is like, oh, if you only knew how troubling it is. So the question that I always ask is, why don't we do more NASCAR Classics? How long does it take? What are the challenges of a NASCAR Classics line, and why do we produce so few in a year?
Obviously, the Classics program has been good for us, so we'd prefer to do as many as possible. The problem is, it takes so long. One, you got to find the car owner, you got to find the sponsor, licensing agreements, you have to get all that in place. That takes a while. For instance, when you go back to the number 8 Ford that Dale Earnhardt drove, the yellow 56 Ford,
right?
Yes, it took us a year from the time we started that till it delivered because of licensing, all that situation.
Just getting the team owner,
the owner, the sponsor, because all those are different parties, and you have to have agreements for each one.
Okay.
So
very good. All right, guys. Well, you see it here first. This is the prototype of the cars that are available online at Lionel Racing through your dealers now. Alan has given you the backstory to them, so be sure to get your order in for these cars today.